Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. Well, today I'm going to talk about the 10 reasons why an Android phone is better than an iPhone. Before I get to the nitty-gritty, I want to say this. I am not an Apple hater and never have been. I currently own an Android phone, a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I have a Windows-based desktop at both work and home. I own a MacBook Pro, a Windows laptop, and I have an iPad Pro at work. I prefer to coexist when it comes to all the operating systems and devices out there, and I use what fits my needs, as everyone should. So, before any iFans come in here looking to heckle this article, please don't. I love my MacBook Pro and the iPad I use at work. I simply believe that my Samsung phone is better than an iPhone, and I'll state my reasons why. Okay, that's done. Now, the reason why I am writing this article is because of some of the articles that have been shared around the social media sites. For example, an article titled 5 Reasons iPhone Still Beats Android on the Daily Dot. I personally believe the 5 reasons listed in this article as to why the iPhone still beats Android are mediocre at best and don't focus on hardware at all, which is, well, extremely important considering your entire phone is hardware without taking into account what software is running on the phone. The article's 5 reasons focus on consistency, the Apple App Store, malware in the marketplace, crapware, and home base. You can read more details about each reason in the article. All the reasons are software based or have to deal with the items pertaining to how Apple does things, not convincing at all. Okay, so here's my turn to tell you the 10 reasons why an Android phone is better than an iPhone. Okay, reason number 1. Choices, and more choices. When you choose an Android phone, you have what seems like an endless amount of choices for phones. Do you want a phone that does everything phones normally do along with taking extremely good pictures? Buy a phone whose main focus is the camera? Do you want a ratchet phone that could withstand being dropped many times? Do you want a phone that has a 4K resolution screen rather than a 720, 820, 1080 screen? Do you want a phone with a smaller or bigger form factor? Android phones cover all the plus so much more. That's the beauty of Android phones. You can get the one that fits you the best, right? With an iPhone, well, it's just an iPhone. Whatever it has in it is what you get. Sure, you might get 2 or 3 options for a smaller or bigger phone that have slightly different hardware, but that's it. The camera, screen, internal hardware, etc. is going to be the same on a model to the model basis. Well, the second reason why I love Android so much is customization. My favorite part about Android phones is customization. If you enjoy being able to customize your phone, then Android is absolutely the way to go. Don't like the standard keyboard that Android comes with? Easy, just download a third-party keyboard app that replaces the stock one. Don't like the entire launcher that runs your phone? Download a new launcher. Want to make your phone have a layout exactly like a Windows phone? Yep, you can do that too. Where has this been with iOS? Well, Apple likes to keep things simple and user-friendly, which is fine. Why then, with the release of each iOS version, does Apple copy many things that Android has had for a long time now? If you want a phone with all the latest features from 2 years ago, buy an iPhone. Predictive text on your messages, a health app, third-party keyboard, swipe texting, cloud storage for all your photos, widgets and more. Android, thanks to Google, had all these features long before Apple released them with new iOS versions. After all, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's safe to say that the majority of the latest and greatest software updates can be found with Android, and Apple is always behind. Android wins. Well, the third reason is hardware. I believe that the hardware category really solidifies the debate between Android and Apple. People can argue all day about what software operating system is better for the reason of that, but you can argue better and faster hardware for a cheaper price. For simplicity's sake, I am only going to focus on two phones for this category, the Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, since they are the current flagship phones for both Apple and Samsung. Keep in mind the iPhone 11 Pro Max was released in September of 2019 and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus was released in March of 2019, which means the iPhone 11 Pro Max is 6 months newer. So, on the one hand, the operating system is iOS 13, and on the other hand, Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus has Android 9 Pie, Samsung with Samsung One UI, of course. Well, the processor, you know that the iPhone 11 comes with the Apple A13 Bionic, whereas Samsung comes with the octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. One has 6 GB of RAM, whereas Samsung has 8 GB of RAM, etc, etc, etc. Well, you all know the specs, right? So, the Samsung Galaxy S10 has significantly better specs than the iPhone 11 Pro Max, with specs such as higher density AMOLED beautiful screen, double the base storage, more RAM than the iPhone 11 Pro Max, a higher battery capacity, weighing almost less than, I don't know, like 20 grams. I don't remember, in fact. And it has both an ultrasonic screen fingerprint sensor and facial recognition. It should be a no-brainer that the Galaxy S10 Plus is the clear winner when it comes to hardware, plus a 3mm jack and reverse wireless charging. I'll take that any day over an iPhone. In fact, I don't like the iPhone for those reasons. I think that the most important ones are the hardware ones. Then the fourth reason is the Google Play Store, of course. The Google Play Store is fantastic. It is well laid out, extremely user-friendly, and offers about any type of apps that you can think of. They use a very simplistic UI, which is beautiful. It's easy to read. They show the users what they want to see, and it's visually appealing. I have used both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store quite a bit. They are both very good app stores, better than the Amazon's app stores, that's for sure. And that's not where the advantage comes in for Android, however. The advantage here is that submitting an app to the Google Play Store is much easier than going through the Apple Store. Yes, that is because Apple goes through a tedious process of checking your app that you are submitting to make sure it follows their guidelines. This may prevent malware from being downloaded via an app. But that's not even half of it. Apple will deny your app from getting into the App Store if you do something as silly as using their chevron symbol incorrectly. Trust me, I've seen it happen. So no, it's not just about preventing malware, it's about making your app perfect in Apple's eyes. On the other hand, it's much easier to submit your Android-built app to the Google Play Store. You don't have to go through half the stuff that you have to go through with Apple. This makes your life less stressful, and I like that. How many people do you actually know that have malware on their phones specifically from an app they downloaded from the App Store? I don't know anyone. Besides, has common sense just flown out the window in this day and age? The internet isn't filtered from malware, so do you go to a website that screams, "This is a virus"? No, it's just common sense. If there's an app that says, "Hey, this is a virus, you should probably download it so I can hack you," do you download it? No. Just like if you're buying an item online, if you are debating about buying an item, do you buy the item that is rated, 4 from 5 stars by 2,000 people, or the item that is rated 1.5 from 5 stars by 700 people? Use common sense, people, and bask in the glory of how easy it is to get your newly created Android app into the Google Play Store for everyone to see. And the last reason why I love Android is widgets and multitasking. This is somewhat ties in with the customization section, but widgets that have long been a huge advantage of Android over iOS. Apple opted not to have widgets available on any of your main home screens to avoid clutter. Why? Having widgets on my Android home screen is one of my favorite things about Android. Android offers all sorts of widgets that you can put onto your home screen. These widgets might be anything from a custom clock, weather alarm, alarms, direct calls to contacts in your phone, flashlights, email messages, and so much more. You can arrange these any which way on your home screens and have your screens be exactly the way you want them. Multitasking has also been around on Android for a while and it's extremely easy to use. You simply open up the multitask window and you can drag two apps that you want to have going at the same time in the appropriate boxes. For example, I am watching a YouTube video while I'm accessing my file system at the same. Perhaps you want to watch a lecture video while taking notes right below the video, or watch a video while texting your friends. Go for it. The reason number 6, expandable memory and more. The majority of Android phones offer expandable memory. That means you can pop open the back cover or a slot on the side of your phone and put in a micro SD card which then becomes added memory to your phone. What does Apple do? Well, they have never offered expandable memory for the iPhone. Instead, they would rather you pay them an unwarranted amount of money to upgrade your iPhone from the base 64GB capacity to one with 256GB or more. Are you serious? I took my Galaxy S7 Edge with 32GB of internal memory and added another 64GB from a micro SD card in it, and voila! My phone now has 96GB of capacity, and how much did that cost me? $19 for the SD card. Android wins. Well, the 7th reason I love Android is because it's user-serviceable removable battery. Not all, but some Android phones out there will have a removable battery that you yourself can take out and replace or service to your liking. After you use a phone a while, the battery will start to lose its original capacity. It's not a matter of its battery life starts getting bad, it's a matter of when. It's just how lithium-ion batteries work. They go through enough charging cycles and then they can only hold a certain percentage of their original capacity. So, say you've had an iPhone for a long time and it doesn't last long at all before it needs a charge. Well, too bad. You have to go to the Apple Store or some store that can service it, or you'll just have to live with it. If your Android phone has a removable battery, you can just hop on over to Amazon and buy a generic battery for your type of phone and pop it in. Then your phone battery is like new again. Then you have universal charges and, well, of course, durability. There are also other features that I love. So I hope you like my review on why I think Android is better than iOS and iPhone. For phones, of course.